All right, here we go. Mike Holmes here. Welcome. Good to be able to see you there. Good to have you here at our Reachkeep YouTube channel. Welcome, Sunday school teachers. I really kind of aiming towards spending some time with Sunday school teachers. I've got plenty of them that I love and work with really all over the country. Enjoy it so much. And I think they're just really our frontline people. Today, we're talking about how to build trust and to be an effective Sunday school teacher. How to build trust is very, very important thing to do that. Whenever there's trust involved, boy, that's better. We have covered the last 3 weeks. You can go back and watch those. To know your students, to like your students, and to trust your students. For them to know you, like you, and to trust you. It kind of goes both ways. We call it the KLT formula. And whenever you have that kind of the whole KLT thing kind of put together, it's just like oil. It just kind of makes everything run a lot better. This last week, I was working on a project and I had some of that WD-40 and squirt that stuff all over, and eventually limbered everything up, and some old bolts had been taken off for probably 45 years, but it made it just go better. And whenever you are teaching a Sunday school class, my dear friends, whenever you are doing that, you need to have this KLT thing working behind you, that you know your kids, that you like your kids, and that you trust your kids, and that they know you and they like you and they trust you. So anyway, welcome to our YouTube channel here. I'm Mike Holmes, a founding pastor at Sinclair Baptist Church. Spending some time now on the road doing some training, and very excited to have you here. If you like what you see here, or if you will like this, I mean, if you think you'd like it partway through, hit those like buttons. Those are great. Or make a comment here and say greetings. I will try to, I can actually see some people when they show up here. I can try to read that and say hi to you if you are here actually watching this live. We have a lot of folks who watch us on recorded stuff. Our things have been out for years, and people just kind of keep on watching them. And so whenever you do it, hit the like button, make a comment if possible, and then please do me a favor and subscribe to our channel. Helps us out, helps get the gospel out everywhere. So, hey, let's talk about this idea of building trust. Let's talk about where we're going. I've got some notes here. I got a couple different main points I want to kind of give you in the next few minutes. It's not a lengthy thing. And then if you stay to the end, I got a really cool bonus here, because there's a great fringe benefit when all this comes together. There's really a kind of a great thing. So again, hit the like button there. We appreciate that. So when teachers are trusted, okay, the best thing here is when teachers are trusted by their kids. No doubt about that. When they're not trusted, I mean, man, bad things can happen. All right. But when your kids start to really trust you and they believe in you and they love you, not only is that a rare thing in this day and age, okay, but it needs to be the baseline for everything. It needs to be where we go. Our kids need to have someone that they can trust. And for them to trust Sunday school teachers is such a great thing. To have a godly person in their life that cares for them, that loves them and helps them. Now, how do you build that trust? Okay, this is where we're going here as a Sunday school teacher. And I want you to kind of shift with me just a little bit your mind, because you are a Sunday school teacher, and that's sort of a standard term that we use, the nomenclature there of teacher or whatever. But I want you to think of yourself, especially in the building trust area, as not as much an information divulger, a dispenser of information, we call it, but you will be a trainer. Think of yourself as a Sunday school trainer for this particular application, because the more training type things you can do, the more it builds trust. In other words, if I were just to rattle off and read information to you, read a phone book to you, if anyone even knows what a phone book is anymore, if I would just read information, there wouldn't be trust thing. But since we're training here, since I'm giving you practical stuff, there becomes that trust relationship starts to get built. So think of yourself as a trainer, which means in your classroom as a teacher, you've got your 30 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever it happens to be. You want more, if you're a trainer, you want more interaction. Okay. You want more hands-on discussion. You want to hand things to them and they can pass it around. And, you want interaction. All that helps build trust. Okay. Just a little bit of everything there is just that interaction. If you can do demonstrations of particular things and show things, if you can get your young people to actually participate in your classes. I was talking on our podcast earlier today about the idea of like teaching the Jesus healed sick people all the time. Okay, so you could get your Sunday school class, and you could have them give them each a crutch or a bandage and put their arm in a there you go arm in a sling or something like that, and they would just keep coming by. You'd be like Jesus, and they'd walk by, and you'd heal them, walk by, heal them, walk by, heal them, and it just go on and on and on. But you kind of get them to dress up and do that. That's a real simple way. It only takes a few moments out of a class, but it changes the dynamic, and it turns you into a trainer, which then elevates the trust thing. So anytime you can do demonstrations, you can do participation, you can get that interaction thing there. And then if you can actually train them to do something where they actually do a skill, and like the Jenga block thing, okay, where you stack the little blocks on top of each other, let the kids see how hard they can stack blocks and have some lesson off of that. But when they do that, you're actually giving them kind of hands-on. Many of them will learn better because of the manipulative side of it, but also it is a training type of a deal. Show them how to do a particular task that they've never seen before. Take apart something, show them how it works. All that is training. And whenever we do that type of training, we view ourselves as a trainer. It helps us to be far more trusted than just a dispenser of information. Teachers, many of you have a quarterly thing, and you read a lot of it, okay? And there's some good information in there, and you read Bible verses, and you read lengthy portions of text. Those are all good things, but those are more informational. And to build trust, you need to move beyond informational, and you need to move into the training aspect. So this is an area where kids will begin to trust you more as you interact with them. The second area here, and again, I got a kind of a cool benefit here at the end that we'll give you. But the second area is when the parents begin to trust you. And that is a super thing. Now, hopefully the parents are involved in your church and they're right there. That's the way we believe church ought to work. I'm not against picking up kids and bringing them in, inviting kids and all that, but I'm going to get moms and dads in too. So, we have this old saying, reach them, keep them, and bring in mom and dad too. That's what we want to do. So when you get parents to start to trust you, oh, I'm telling you, you start to become that reach, keep kind of church. You get to be you get this kind of flavor going, this aroma going, and it is a good thing when parents start to trust you, because then they start to talk about it and all that. So how do you get parents to trust you? A couple different things, and really a lot of this falls into the same line as they respect you. They're respecting you, and so they trust you with the kids. Two different things. One is the idea of going deeper, okay, and I'm not talking theologically deeper like Greek and all the in nuances of a particular verse, but deeper into the relationship with the parent. There's a couple ways that you can do this as a Sunday school teacher. When you're out visiting a parent or you see them at the store or whatever, you need to have concerns for the child. How is your child doing? And if they're health issue, whatever, you can ask about that. But you really want to start to ask about character development. Do you see your 4-year-old starting to respond a little bit better? Are there some struggles that you're having? And a lot of these can be questions. They don't have to be like, hey, I've taught your kids, so they ought to be obedient now. But the idea of taking your kids and or the parents and spending time with them and giving them the concern about how that child is developing. Are they maturing? Are they getting better at this or that? So you ask those questions and you start to go a little bit deeper. The other thing that you can do with the deeper thing is that you can cross, and this really is a great little tip, okay? So pay attention to this one. When you were talking about your child that's in your class, let's say you teach 4, 5, and 6-year-old kids, okay, and they're in the class and you're talking to the parents, reach up or down, either direction you need to, and ask the parent about those kids. hey, how's your middle school kid doing? I don't really get to interact with him very much, but he seems like a really nice kid, or he seems kind of quiet. And, ask about that. Ask about the 2-year-old, that, the 1-year-old is starting to walk. Are they starting to develop, language skills? Are they starting to, be clear as they speak? And ask, but don't just stay at your level. Go up and go down. And in the mind of a parent, you are suddenly no longer a Sunday school teacher. You are a concerned person, a child care provider. The most trusted person in America is a child care provider, and you need to leverage that by asking up a grade and down a grade, up at 4 or 5 years, down a few years. Okay, all of that. So that is just kind of the idea of crossing the age thing here. The other thing is offering yourself as a person for, hey, if there's anything I can ever do with, if your middle schooler ever has questions, let me know. I can either help or connect you. I've had some middle schoolers. I can give you a hand on that. If your little ones are, having some questions, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. It's a great statement to say, and let them know that you are there for advice and for counsel. And then you'd be surprised. They will come to you. They'll see you in the store. They'll see you at church. They'll see you somewhere and say, hey, I got a question. Okay. My kid, he lied to me the other day about, we go into a friend's house, and I think it's the first time my kid has really lied, just out and out lied to me, because I know he was there, and I'm not quite sure. Do I confront him, or do I discipline him, or do I show him my disappointment, or what do you do when your kid just flat out lies to you? And they will. And the reason they're going to ask that is because you have made yourself available. You've gone up and down those grades. You've asked different things, and you have built the trust relationship. Okay, so this is this KLT. You know them, you like them, and you trust them. And for the kids, it's they know you, they like you, they trust you. So those are kind of two little things. Now, I promise I'll give you kind of a little bonus, and there's a tremendous benefit to this. When kids trust teachers, and then when parents trust teachers, then what happens is the local church becomes trusted by the community. Now, there's a community out there is going, there's a church that is investing in the lives of children. Some people look at the church, and it's a good question. What does the community think about your church? And on the bottom line, a lot of it's like, well, bless God, I don't care what they think about us. And I'm not talking about that type of thing. I'm talking about, do they look at your church as someone that cares for children? Remember, one of our foundational statements is people love people who love kids. Let me say that again. People love people who love kids. And if you show that you love kids, and you know them, you get to know them, you get to like them, and they get to trust you, and there's all that interaction going on, then what happens is the community starts to put trust into you. And all this comes through this idea of these deeper relationships. And I didn't even mention like the idea of longer relationships. Another little tip here is having kids for longer than a teaching moment. A teaching time is, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever Sunday school happens to be. When you do stuff longer with your kids, and you can go read about our day camps. We just finished two tremendous day camps this week. We had 36 kids and parents on the first one, 30 on the second one. Just wonderful experience, great interaction, all sorts of new people. I didn't even have any idea who some of these new kids were. It was so cool, and we had a great time. If you'd like to learn about those, go to on our YouTube channel right here. You can go to the playlist, hit the playlist thing, and there's one called Day Camps, and you can read it. And we spell it with one word, Day Camp, all one word. But go to Day Camps and learn about that, because that is that longer relationship. When you spend 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours with a kid, it changes everything. And so all of these things are some things that you can build relationships with. And the fringe benefit at the end, the cherry on the top, is the idea that the local church looks at or the local community looks at your church favorably, Now, they would not necessarily agree with your doctrine and some of that stuff, but they look on you as like, man, those people care for children. And I'm gonna send my grandkid there. I'm gonna recommend it. And we have all sorts of people that I've run into. It's like I've always wanted to come to your church, but never had an opportunity. I always had to work. I always had to do this. I always want to come to day camp. I always want to be involved in your church. I always want to, and they've heard about it from other places. And a lot of that comes because KLT, know, like, and trust. If you want to be an effective Sunday school teacher, the very best you can be. I mean, teach the Bible and pray and study. I mean, those are all great things, but also get to know your kids and like your kids and put yourself in a position where your kids are trusting you. Powerful, powerful stuff. So anyway, this is Mike here, Saturday night, little teacher time with you. Please do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, pass this on, share this with another Sunday school teacher. If you would, I would greatly appreciate that. I am off into the mountains for the next week. I'm doing leadership training for camp counselors at one of the larger Bible camps out in this neck of the woods, and I'm really excited about being involved with that. So I'll be gone. I will be back the next Saturday, Lord willing. I'll be back and spend some time with you again. So anyway, this is Mike, and I'll be signing out for today. Remember, serve the Lord with gladness and enter into his gates with thanksgiving, and we will see you next week. God bless. You're out of here, and I'm out of here too.